this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Want to buy your way? Of course you do. That's why CarMax offers an experience designed just for you. Want to start online, then visit the lot, then go back online? Sure. Want to talk to a real person or chat online? Either works. Want to take your time and compare all the makes and models? No problem. Then make up some time by filling out the paperwork at home and schedule express pickup or home delivery? Done. When it comes to how you buy, CarMax puts you in the driver's seat. Want to drive? CarMax. Delivery restrictions apply. See CarMax.com for details.
Can you imagine they stole $18 billion? That's just what we're learning about. That's peanuts. In California is worse, Illinois is worse, and sadly New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of it. It was a giant scam. Other than that, we're going to have a great New Year. Yeah, there's a reason for a good New Year because we're going to get to the bottom, but we're going to get that money back. It's all coming back.
You're listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson.
Good Thursday morning. Nice to have you with us on the 47 Morning Update, and we've got one major story for you. Donald Trump says it's time to trust you with your health care decisions, pushing for health care reform that will lower costs and give you more power over exactly what you're paying for. So why are Democrats losing their minds over this? Follow the money, and we'll explain it. But first, I want to tell you about an amazing opportunity right now that I'm involved in, and I cannot wait for you to take advantage of it. I want you to take some incredible courses at Hillsdale College for free. You may not know this, but Hillsdale College has been influencing conservatives like myself for decades. They had a huge impact on Charlie Kirk's life. And even at his memorial service, they talked about how Charlie took class after class after class at Hillsdale College. Hillsdale College is now offering for you, the listeners of this show, more than 40 free, I want to say that again, free online courses. That's right, more than 40 free online courses. You can learn about the works of C.S. Lewis, the stories in the book of Genesis, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution, the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, or the history of the ancient Christian church, all with Hillsdale College's free online courses. Right now, I'm personally taking the Constitution 101. In this course, you're going to explore the design and the purpose of the Constitution, the challenges it faced during the Civil War, and how it has been undermined for more than a century by radical progressives and liberals. This 12-lecture course is self-paced. It's another reason why I love it. So start whenever and wherever. In our country, we need more Americans like you and I that understand the Constitution and can defend the freedom of the American people against the left and their increasing encroachments on our God-given rights. So start your classes today for free. Start your free Constitution 101 course right now. How do you do it? Go to hillsdale.edu/morning update to enroll, and it's no cost. It's easy to get started. You got to use the special website, hillsdale.edu/morning update. Enroll for free. hillsdale.edu/morning update. It's the 47 Morning Update, and it starts right now.
Story number one.
It is big news. The White House is unveiling a new health care framework they say will lower costs for all Americans. This after the debacle that was exposed during the government shutdown of just how much money we are spending to subsidize the Affordable Care Act, which is anything but affordable. The Trump White House, we're now being told, is expected to unveil a health care policy framework that not only would lower costs, but also extend expiring Obamacare subsidies while they figure out how to move forward. MS Now and Politico reported both that the healthcare policy framework would include a 2-year extension of the expiring enhanced premium tax credits. Those are the subsidies that you're paying for. Yes, Obamacare is not cheap at all. It did not make things more affordable at all. In fact, it made the healthcare insurance providers rich at the expense of you, the taxpayer. We also know that there will be enhanced Obamacare subsidies, which would otherwise expire at the end of the year. The proposal could be unveiled as early as this coming Monday. A White House spokesman declined to confirm the details of the plan, stating, quote, until President Trump makes an announcement himself, any reporting about the administration's healthcare positions is mere speculation. But here's what we are learning through background. The plan apparently would lower limits on income eligibility for credits, and that would save American taxpayers a significant amount of money. It would also, I'm being told, set minimum premium payments as well, according to multiple reports. The proposed eligibility cap would set the subsidies to 700% of the federal poverty line. Republicans have complained that with the current Obamacare enhanced subsidy scheme, wealthy Americans would benefit from the subsidies in what was meant to be only temporary. Why were they temporary? It was during the COVID-19 coronavirus outbreak when they had these extra benefits that now Democrats want to make, last forever, which is insane. The White House plan also would urge Congress to fund cost-sharing reductions and plans which Republicans pushed for in the big, beautiful bill, but were nixed after Senate Democrats objected to its inclusion in Trump's landmark legislation, believing it violated rules on budgetary reconciliation, they claimed. Now, here's the other part that's very interesting about this. The Congressional Budget Office found that these healthcare reforms would have lowered healthcare premiums by 12.7% and reduced costs by decreasing the need for Obamacare and the welfare of the government for the EPCTs, known as the subsidies for Obamacare. The plans would have also lowered the cost if this CRS plan would have been put into effect by $30.8 billion. Now that's literally $30.8 billion it would have saved you, the taxpayer. And that is exactly why Democrats were against it. Now the Trump proposal would also have part of their tax credits go straight to Americans via tax advantage savings accounts, instead of the checks going directly to healthcare insurance companies that are getting rich to lower America's premium indirectly. The president probably would like to go bigger than the Hill has the appetite for. So we'll have to see how that, how it works out, is what the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, James Blair, said last week, talking about the reforms that need to be made. What we also know is the White House Deputy Chief of Staff says that President Trump would love to push for healthcare reform in a way that would be meaningful, saying, quote, we're going to have the healthcare conversation. We're going to put some legislation forward. The deputy chief said there could be interest in bipartisan reform. However, he said if that path is foreclosed, there is the partisan path of reconciliation as well. The president probably would like to go big because there needs to be big reforms. Republican lawmakers have said they believe the White House will release a framework to lower health insurance costs, expand health savings accounts, and scrap parts of the Affordable Care Act that are just flat out unsustainable. In fact, much of the Obamacare program is unsustainable without record tax dollars going to prop it up. As I've mentioned earlier, there's nothing affordable about the Affordable Care Act. Now, the White House also signaled that the president's interest in health care reform is something he believes could be a massive change for the American people. A slide deck shared by the House Majority Leader Steve Scalise this last week made it clear that House GOP leadership also falls in the overhaul camp. One slide that was viewed by Politico was titled The Unaffordable Care Act and highlighted statistics that show the premiums have increased by 80% since the ACA passage, aka since Obamacare became law. It also claimed that more than 50% of Obamacare enrollees did not file a single claim this year. Walking into the meeting, Scalise said in a brief interview that he planned to keep talking with the chairs of 3 key committees of jurisdiction over health policy. That would be Ways and Means, Energy and Commerce, Education, and the Workforce. Now, healthcare became a focal point in the national politics as Democrats shut the government down, as I mentioned earlier, for weeks over what they described as mandatory Obamacare subsidies. They were not mandatory, they were enhanced during COVID, and they will expire on purpose. The Democrats planned this way at the end of the year. Democrats first enhanced these subsidies through $1.9 trillion. Let me say that again. $1.9 trillion in coronavirus-era stimulus plans, including the American Rescue Plan. They continued the subsidies through the end of 2025 with the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that did anything but that. Trump weighed in on the issue, stating that healthcare dollars should go directly to the American people instead of through subsidies to health insurance companies, saying it this way on social media. Quote, "The only healthcare I will support or approve is sending the money directly back to the people, with nothing going to the big, fat, rich insurance companies who have made trillions and ripped off America long enough. The people will be allowed to negotiate and buy their own much better insurance. Power to the people. Congress, do not waste your time and energy on anything else. This is the only way to have great health care in America." The Republican Study Committee chairman said that a second reconciliation bill should address affordability, which should include health care reform, saying the Democrats are incapable of coming up with a plan that is competitive, transparent, and actually reduces costs. Why? Because they're lining the pockets of their friends in the healthcare provider industry. And they know that as long as the government's willing to send them the check, they get rich every single time the money comes into their accounts. This also just goes back to consumer choice and freedom. The president believes that you as an American deserve to have your money, and then you can put it to work the way that you decide to do it in a more responsible manner than the corruption of the government. Dr. Mark Siegel on Fox News Channel talking about exactly this, and here is what he had to say on Fox News Sunday.
But I can't get you treatments.
What about this idea that the president has floated about the money that flows into a lot of these subsidies, instead of paying the insurance companies, going direct to the consumer and letting them take the money with them where they choose?
He's gotten a lot of criticism for that, but he's on the right track because it would give the consumer more control of the situation. Health savings accounts are part of this, being able to buy your own insurance, making it affordable, and you choose a marketplace idea. It's not quite that simple. That's a huge step in the right direction.
Well, what are your odds,
So at the end of the day, there are two options. Either you as an American say, no, government, just be in charge of my life. Doesn't matter how much it costs, just you be in charge of my health care. Or there's the Donald Trump plan, which is he believes that you as an American should decide what is best for you, that you should spend your money in a way that is, well, more responsible than what the government does each and every day. And he believes that prices will lower significantly if you do it that way. I think many Americans have made it clear that they like the way the president is describing this and the amount of corruption that we are witnessing from those in the Democratic Party and in government who are overspending your tax dollars. And what are you actually getting in return? Not a lot for your money. And that's where we are today.
Thank you for listening to the 47 Morning Update with Ben Ferguson. Please make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. And for more in-depth news, also subscribe to the Ben Ferguson Podcast, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
My favorite thing about Shipt since I signed up for Target Circle 360? No price markups when I order same-day delivery from tons of local stores. Only a handful of alcohol retailers and items don't count. I won't lie, I've had too much fun being like, markups on groceries? Not in my fridge. Markups on pet food? Not for my DOG. Markups on tools, electronics, home goods, meds? Not in my house. Anyway, it's awesome. Order now at shipt.com/360. Terms apply.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.